Good morning, everybody. Yes, I'm coming to you in my PJs. I just finished having my morning devotion time. I was reading in Exodus 24, and I got to verse 16, which I believe is maybe not the very last verse, but it's near the end of that chapter. And Moses had gone up to Mount Sinai. God called him up there. And verse 16 says that the glory of God rested on Mount Sinai, and a cloud covered it. And it covered it for 6 days. And then out of the midst of the cloud on the seventh day, God called out to Moses. And when I was reading that chapter, that verse, it just kind of stuck out to me. That sometimes we feel like we're going through some cloudy situations. We have cloudy days. We have days when we are confused, when we are discouraged, when we don't know which way to go, and it feels like we're walking in a cloud. And not walking on a cloud, like everything's great, walking in a cloud. Like just a cloud of depression, confusion, discouragement is all around us. And sometimes in those moments we can feel like God's not there. But notice in that verse it says that he called to him from the midst of the cloud. See, our cloudy situations do not hinder God from being able to communicate with us. See, he chose a cloud to cover himself. He's not afraid of clouds. He knows how to navigate clouds. So our cloudy days should not keep us from believing that God is there with us, even if we can't see him and we can't hear him. Because I'll tell you something else that stuck out to me in that verse. It said that for 6 days, there was nothing. And on the seventh day, God called out. And that made me think about Genesis. When God created the earth, he worked for 6 days. And on the seventh day, he rested. So if you're going through a cloudy situation right now and you're not hearing God's voice and you're starting to forget that he is there with you, the Bible says that he is there with you always, that he will never leave you or forsake you. But if you're forgetting that and you're wondering right now, well, where is he? I don't hear him talking to me now. Maybe you're on day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe God's working. Maybe God's creating something in you through all of that. Maybe we need to just let him do what he does and let him do his thing and let him concentrate on his work and be patient and just trust that he's coming. Moses was up there 6 days waiting. And on the seventh day, God spoke out of the cloud. On our seventh day, when God's created what he wants to create in us right now, it was different stages of work. Now, we're never going to be complete until we are in heaven with him. But we go through different stages where God's got to create in us, work in us, and we feel like, oh, wow, we've reached a new level. Okay, I now see where it's coming from. And then we turn right around and have to go through another building stage. Like some of this interstate work that we that we have to deal with sometimes. Like, will they ever finish that construction? No, God's still working on us. But in this stage right now, maybe it's a concentrating on the work stage. Maybe it's a we be quiet and trust that he really is there stage because he's working something in us. He's growing something in us. And when the time comes, he will speak in the midst of the cloud, right there in our situation with us. He never left us. So we trust him and we wait for him. And we believe that he's creating, he's working. And when the time is right, we will hear him speaking. That's the way I see it.